Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Subject Crypto. I am your host, Ethan, or E-Dog, or E-Money, whatever you want to call me. All I know is that I do have a cat on my lap. Anya, don't, what? And now she's going to run away because she's all mad. But it's been a while since I made my last video, which I made about right here. And a lot has happened. If you have been sleeping under a rock since then, which apparently my channel has, and I really want to take this moment to tell everybody that this is a very specific time, this is a very important time, and hopefully I'll be back posting almost daily. My goal is daily in the long term, but hopefully we'll get some momentum going, hopefully I'll get some free time, and just put aside a few hours every day to hopefully be able to generate some good quality content. So, we're going to talk about big area of support here, and is it going to break? What happens if it does break? What happens if we bounce here? And why, if we hit 20K, I will be the most bullish person on YouTube and in the crypto community, probably. So, let's actually pull up Bitstamp here. Oh, look at me drawing charts back in the day. Wow, this is a dirty chart. This is one of the first charts I ever used. So, I just wanted a little extra time, price action. So, around areas where we have very exponential growth, right? Especially when we're just entering a bull trend, it's always good to come back and retest these peaks. And so, for instance, we had this massive little run up here, and then we got the sell-off. Now, this is completely normal. This is going into, like, psychology of markets. I mean, if you entered before the run-up and now you're up 200% on your play, you're probably going to want to sell a little bit of it, right? If you bring it back down 40%, you can almost double the amount that you sold. So, these little sell-offs are completely normal. And then we had another run-up because we were in a very strong uptrend. But this is the point of interest right here. And obviously this run up is not this whole market right here back in 2017 is much different than the environment we have now. But these are the kind of key things that I'm looking for. So if we come back down, retest that previous all-time high, we get exponential growth. Now this was a combination of a lot of factors that led us up into that growth. So, you can kind of go back a history of everything I've done. It's kind of interesting to see, honestly. I don't go on this chart much. So, let's go back. This area of support is very important, right? You don't want to just make it a line. You got to make it a box because otherwise you're going to have all these outliers. But previously, we had a lot of buy side pressure at these levels. That's why we got these big wicks. And if my chart kind of looks different than yours for these colors, it's because I'm using Heiken Ashi candles. And in my opinion, I've kind of been switched to them recently because it makes everything make a little bit more sense. If you look at these, you know, there is a lot more data here, but it's very day-to-day, and it's not very useful in kind of seeing the overall trend, because it's just, you know, orange, blue, orange, blue, blue, orange, blue, 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 orange, blue, 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 orange, 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 yeah. It's just, they really clean it up. I'm testing them out. I've been using them for a while now, and I can honestly recommend them. I like how they clean, very clean. It's very obvious we're going up, very obvious we're going down, and they're very basic, honestly. The premise is the next candle starts halfway through the body of the previous candle. So all the information for the candles is still there. It's just basically colored different. So, on with that, a little tangent, is we're having a much stronger trend towards this area of resistance than previously. Honestly, this is probably, pretty strong, but we had the massive buybacks at that price, which slowly led into that. And another good indication that we're not going to dip down too soon, if we do dip down, is we were in this descending triangle for this area, and because of like last week or a couple weeks ago when we started this upward trend to touch this, it kind of confirmed, in my opinion, this sideways channel. Now, we could be in here for quite some time, and there's gonna be two outcomes. Of course, up and down. Everybody knows, up and down. Two outcomes, of course, Ethan, of course. But we're gonna talk about it. So we come back down, we break below this. It could be after a few more touches, and we break down below this. We hit the 20K. I become super bullish. Everybody's happy. All the whales and stuff are happy because they've tripled their amount of money if they sold here and buy here. People who sold here because they didn't sell here, people who sold here can get 50% of their value back, and everybody's happy, in my opinion. And we also, this was the beginning of this entire wave. This is a wave. This is a massive, just tsunami, right? And this was the beginning of the storm. So we come back down here, retest this 20K, which was also the previous all-time high. And then it would be, in my opinion, that would be the easiest way to make money, is seeing this break and getting a position in around here. That, in my opinion, would be the easiest way to make an instant return. We're going to come back up here, and then there's going to be a few more things that happen. One, we don't quite make it up that far. But if we come back down and test this 20,000, it's probably pretty unlikely that we're just going to stop. We're going to go right through it. It might take, several months, several weeks, but it'll be pretty strong, in my opinion. If we don't break below this, or even if we do, and we just kind of get up here, and then we see this prolonged descending triangle, we're going to be in this sideways action for quite some time, waiting for something, some massive news, something to help drag us out to get the break up above. I firmly do not believe that this was our final all-time high. It's just a matter of patience, and time in the market is going to be timing the market overall. So that is pretty much everything I wanted to share with you guys. I got one more thing. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. There was a time when I wasn't at all, and I was all in the altcoins, and there was a time where I was all in the Bitcoin, and I've been all over the place. But what I can tell you guys, and I will refresh this, is that in times of uncertainty, Bitcoin is the safe place to be if you want to stay in the market during uncertain times. Down 14% in the 7 days. Ethereum's down a little bit more, and the further you go down this list of coins, the worse it gets. You get 40% on AMP. And there's some outliers, but these are the things that you got to kind of be careful of, is these massive volatility in the altcoins. There's lower caps. They move much more aggressively. And it's the same for when it's in an uptrend and they outperform. But that's the kind of the trade-off that you got to look for. You got to watch out for. So, bullish or bearish? me right here, there's no clear indication saying that we're going to go down any further from this point at this moment in time. I'm expecting a bounce up here towards 40, maybe some midterm turbulation on the way up there. If we break below this box, keep setting lower lows, we're going to bounce off the 20. And in my opinion, that's going to be inevitable if we get below there. But this could be a good place of support, and it has proven true for quite some time. So, I could sit here and talk about this for hours and hours and hours. But, that's what I'm looking for. Stay calm out there, everybody. Have a strategy. Just expect, if you expect everything, you're going to panic less and you're going to make less bad decisions. So, just make sure you got your strategy. You got your expectations. And on that note, I hope all of you have a great day. Peace.